How's it going, guys? Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2004. The chase for the championship continues. We still have a long way to go. We've done really well over the last few races. If you go look at the schedule, I mean, you could look at the last few races and you'll see we've won the last two. We've won Chicagoland, we won New Hampshire. At Daytona, we finished like 7th, 6th, somewhere around there. It was this area, Michigan and Infineon, which really screwed everything. And before that, we had Pocono, which we won, and the next race is Pocono. After that's the Brickyard 400. After that is Watkins Glen. After that is Michigan again. So the next 3 races is very important, because if we go back to Michigan and the same situation happens where we can't make it on fuel, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. So we need to win the next 3 races. This is a winnable race. This is a winnable race. This is a winnable race. If you go look at the standings, we still have so much. We're still over a full race behind. We could win the next 3 races and still really be where Kevin Harvick is, 127 points back. We could win the next 3 races and actually be worse than that. We could be 140 points back if we win the next 3 races and Junior still finishes in the top 5 every single race. So it's going to be a really, really difficult journey to get back to the top of the standings. You can see he has an average finish of 5.7. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, compare that to Tony Stewart, who's won the last 2 championships. Tony Stewart had an average finish of 6 and 5.8. So he's actually, this is the toughest battle we've had so far. He only has 1 win on the season, but 16 top 10s in 19 starts with an average finish of 5.7. He has 12 top 5s. 12 top 5s. Like, that is just absolutely ridiculous. And for us, we have 9 wins on the season, 10 top 5s, 14. So we have less top 5s, less top 10s, just a lot more wins with an average finish of 9.5. Our average finish definitely, with the few DNFs we've had and stuff like that, has definitely hurt us. So let's go to team management real quick to see how that's going on. We can't do anything in the body. We can't do anything in the engine. The chassis we can go ahead and overhaul or repair. 8479, 82, we could overhaul that one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and overhaul chassis number 12 to get that to an 83. We'll put in $787,000 into there, but that is all we can do. We're still building a new engine, and we are still building a new body with overhauling as well. And let's go to, again, we can't really do any shop additions at the moment. What we have is what we have. That's just going to be it, basically. And so let's go to it. Let's get to the, well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Patreon members as always for supporting the channel. You guys are the absolute best. Happy holidays. Hopefully everyone has a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year as well. Spend time with your family, and tell, shout out Tim the Tap Man, because I hear him say this all the time. Tell someone you love them. And so let's go to it. All right, chassis. We are going to Pocono. We know we have a good enough car to win this race since we've already done it. So we're going to go ahead and take chassis number 10, 8278 on that one. The engine, we're going to go ahead and take engine number 10. So if I'm correct, I think we had a little bit better engine the first Pocono race. I think we did. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we had a little bit better engine. Maybe not, but we'll see how that one goes. And for the body, it's going to be body number 11 with a car rating of 82. It's good enough. It should be good enough to win this race. Let's see where Dale Jr. qualifies. He ran in the lead at the first Pocono race for the majority of the race, I think. We have to try and lead the most laps. So it's not even just about winning the race. We have to get to the front quickly in order to lead the most laps for the 5 bonus points. But more importantly, if Junior is in the lead, to take away the 5 bonus points from him. That's a 10 point swing right there. And those are the things you have to think about in a championship battle. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Pocono Raceway, located in the heart of the beautiful Pocono Mountains for today's Pennsylvania 500 on MRN. This track produces some of the fastest racing of the year, but it also presents some special challenges to the drivers.
The corners here at Pocono can be absolutely brutal, and gear selection is crucial for those long straightaways. The drivers that'll do the best are the ones that can set their turns up correctly and slingshot out of them for that extra boost.
Hermie Sadler comes into this race hoping to turn his success around at a speedway track.
Yeah, I have been surprised to see him run so poorly on these tracks. I can only imagine how he feels.
Kevin Grubb has not had much of a year so far on these speedway tracks.
Yeah, I really feel bad for those guys this season. They come to these tracks and work so hard, but they just never seem to get the car exactly right.
An unusual back-of-the-pack start for the DeVilbiss car.
I spoke to the crew chief this morning, and he told me that they just missed the setup in qualifying, but he does expect his driver to make his way up through the field and get a good finish without much problem.
Just absolutely ridiculous. Junior's on the pole again. What can you do? What can you do? And it's to be fair, Dale Jarrett, who's second in points. I know we haven't really talked about him or acknowledged him, but he's second in points, and he is second as well. Hermie Sadler is fourth. Don't really know. And there's a fantasy driver who's fifth. So how that works out, that's Rob Parker? Rad Parker? Whatever his name is. R. Parker. We could call him Radman Parker. Let's get to it. It is what it is. Apparently we missed the setup in qualifying. Well, we didn't have a setup. We didn't have a car. We didn't have a lap. It is what it is. So, like I said a minute ago, we're going to have to focus on getting to the front as quick as possible because Junior is going to lead from the get-go. So let's get to it. Hopefully the car is going to be fast enough to make our way through the front quickly, but we're going to have to be careful. And we know that we can, dive into the tunnel turn pretty nicely, so we're going to do that, like that. But, again, don't want to make contact. We'll just use this bottom lane. Everyone in the top side going backwards. We're 4 wide at the moment. It's a little bit tough to keep the car going straight sometimes down the straightaways. Stay on the bottom. Stay on the bottom. Don't slide up. Don't slide up. Don't slide up. Don't slide up. Just stay on the bottom. Now let's get the draft. And we got Jamie McMurray, it looks like. That is Jamie Mack, right? Yep, Jamie Mack. And he slides away. We got pressure Bodine there. There we go. 31st after 1 lap. I will take that. Turn 1's our weak spot. Yep, definitely our weak spot. That car went straight. I really thought I backed up the corner too. And oh, okay. And Bill Elliott apparently doesn't like me. I'm just going to force him down the track. We don't have damage from that. Let's use the draft. Catapult down. Same thing into the tunnel turn. Drive it in deep, but we get on the brakes hard. So we can keep it on the bottom. Pick the throttle back up. Jamie McMurray's going to block. We're going to go all the way to the grass, basically, to get around him. It's going to be a terrible angle in a 3. A little bit of contact on the right side, but we got through there really well somehow. I couldn't see where he was, but we did it there. And now we need to just fall in behind. I think we do have a little bit weaker engine than the first time around. It doesn't feel as powerful, but maybe I'm hallucinating. Maybe I'm wrong. I do not know. Junior is leading. You can see that red dot up there on the exit of turn 1, so we're going to have to go get him. 20th after 2 full laps. I would say this was a very good start. No damage on the car. We're doing a good job. Remember, we just have to get to the lead by lap 24. That's essentially what we got to do to prevent Junior from leading the most laps. Our battling Sterling Marlin almost put him in the wall there. I was trying to just crowd him because I want to get right there. Beautiful. Okay, finally get a decent entry into the tunnel turn. Able to arc it nicely. That is exactly what I wanted. Ward Burton's not going to block. Now we got Waltrip, who will block for his teammate, who's leading the race. But we're going to get around him. And let's pick up the throttle. We just struggle a little bit coming out of turn 3, but it's fine because as long as I'm clear right here, we're going to get the draft right here. Get around Jimmy Johnson. Let's go back. Oh, no. All right, I'm just going to actually sit right there because, again, we're not going to do well entering turn 1, so we just want to make sure we have a decent angle. I have to block Jimmy right here. Block, block, block. He's still able to get around us. That entry into turn 1 is very frustrating when you're not able to drive it in as deep as them, but we get to be able to drive it in deeper in a turn into the tunnel turn, so it's fine. We just have to be careful here because I'm going to have a lot of speed, and Jimmy might block. There we go. Ooh, and Jimmy right on the quarter panel. I was near the bottom of the track, and Jimmy just did not want to give me a lot of room, which is acceptable. I'm fine with that. Let's get around Kenseth. And that should be that. Now we just have to get to Labani as quick as we can and don't let that front pack pull away. That's the last thing we want. So we're going to go ahead and push Ricky Rudd a little bit. Then slingshot around him. Keep him on the high side. Now we're not going to be able to pass him in turn 1. We're just got to back up this entry into 1. And just let him go, essentially. Because that is just how we have to enter through turn 1. Junior is pulling away from the lead pack. So we got to make this quick. Let's keep Ricky Rudd down there. And whoop. And get to right there. Beautiful. Dive it in. Beautiful. Let it coast right through. Wonderful. Back to Labani. Get underneath him. Hopefully make the pass in 3. That'll take us into P6 after 7 completed laps. And we are making up time on Junior. So we are on track to do what we need to do. A lot of the fast guys are here. Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt Jr. All the guys that are at the top of the standings are all right here in the top 5. It's going to be crazy how we have to make up a 172-point gap. But, just got to figure it out. Oh, God.
Tires. The 18 car is looking right.
Don't know what happened. I just hit the curb. The little rumble strip. And it knocked my car sideways. I need to save some spots here. Block, block, block. P20. We have to race to the line. This is not ideal. It was going perfectly. That's the... I mean, I'm on that curb all the time. I don't really... It doesn't usually shoot you sideways like that. That was pretty stupid. But this might open up some opportunities here. I'm going to try to gain a few spots. There we go. We get back up to P18. Because 13.8 on fuel. We're not halfway on fuel, but pitting here, there might be a chance you make it on one stop if you pit here. And see, it just knocked the car sideways. I mean, I don't know what else I could have done there. I was just running the normal line. I guess you just can't get on the curb for as long as I thought you could. Look at that. It got a little bit airborne, too. Luckily, it didn't catapult me in the air or something like it has at previous tracks. So no damage to the cars. It's fine. Just gliding across the 2D grass. I am going to pit here. I would like to get off strategy. I'm just going to quickly look at Junior to see if he will pit. And they are. Okay, so this is going to put everybody on the same strategy. This should also gain us some spots. We are usually really good at gaining spots on pit road under a caution. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuel strategy is going to be. I am assuming this is a one-stop race now after this point. And so, unfortunately, you know, I'm hoping Junior loses a few spots because I don't want him to continue leading. But you can see, we're not going to get held up on pit road here. We're going to get a nice clean entry into our box. And hopefully it's a good stop. We came in 18th. Let's see if we get into the top 10. Oh, that is a beautiful right side. It was like 7.4 on the rights. This is going to be in the low 15s. That's a 15 flat. That's the pit crew's best pit stop in a very long time. And it's going to be, I think we are in 11th. Kevin Harvick is in first. Dale Jr. is in third now, so that's good. We are in 11th because we're right behind Benson. Again, no damage on the car, only lap 11, so we got away with it. It's honestly, that caution doesn't really change many things. It just changes how the pit strategy is going to work. That's the only thing it really changes, but it's not going to change anything else. And luckily, it might keep Junior from not leading a few more. Oh, he's already on the bottom lane looking to take the lead, though. If Junior gets back to the lead from third to first in one corner, that's going to be very, very frustrating. But we'll see how that goes. Let's get into the tunnel turn. Let's get around Benson. Junior is not in the lead, so that's good. Dale Jarrett's in the lead. Hopefully Jarrett just keeps leading. I got to get up there. And we got fresh tires. This definitely is going to be a one-stop race from here on out, so it kind of simplifies everything. I just got to stay away from these little rumble curbs or rumble strips or whatever you want to call them. Get around Jimmy Johnson. Use Ward Burton as a draft. Waltrip's going to block. Let's force him back up. Need the draft. Get in the draft. There we go. And Underward. Oh boy. Oh boy. Whoa. Back it up. That entry into turn 1 is genuinely evil. Jimmy Johnson 3 wide with Michael Waltrip. Let's force them up the track. I didn't want to do it too much. Ooh. I'm being a little bit too risky this race. That was not ideal. Jimmy Johnson's now a minus 66 rival, so let's avoid him for the rest of the race. I would be a minus 66 rival too if I did that, or if I was on the other side of that. That was not good. Not good on my part. But forget about it. Move on. We have a championship to win. Get off the rumble strips. Junior is back in the lead. I hate him. I genuinely hate him. How is he this good? All right, let's get to the lead. We are with the top 5 for the first time pretty much all race. Now let's... Oh, that is the best run I've had through the tunnel turn. That's going to gain us 2 more positions. Once we get into the lead, it's just about not making any mistakes. Jarrett's going to try and put on a block. We're going to force our way through that. I'm trying to stay off of him, to be honest, but hey, he kind of started that. He tried shutting the door when I was there. I'm going to Max Verstappen my way through. I'm going to hold my ground. All right, so now Dale Jarrett's a rival, but he's not minus 60. He's minus 54, so that's not bad enough in order to for him to make contact. Now we just got to run down Junior and get him out of this lead. This is a 10-point swing right here if we can lead the most laps and not him. So this is pretty crucial. And in just 1 lap, we've already cut his lead basically in half. We definitely have the fastest car. That's not even a debate. It's just that it doesn't seem like we're going to gain a lot of points from this race with Junior being, it looks like, the fastest car besides us. So we're just going to have to try and catch him and pass him as quick as we can. I'm trying to get to him. Please, car turn. All right, we will get to him by the tunnel turn. We might even get to the inside of him, but I probably don't want to. I want to just set this up for the exit of the tunnel turn in order to pass him. So we're going to just brake a little bit early here and gas it up. And right there, he's going to try and put a little bit of a block, a little bit of contact between the championship rivals. I left a little donut on his car. A little bit more contact, just letting him know we're there. And we are in the lead on lap 17. So we got here quick enough. Now we just have to pull away. He's going to come back at us. This entry into turn 1, I want to keep him right there on the high side. So I'm going to give him that little gap just to keep him right there. Now we're going to get on the brakes early just to back up his entry. Make sure he can't get underneath us. And now we are going to pull away. Stay off the rumble strips. There we go. Get the car to turn. It's getting a little bit too tight off of turn 1. Keep him out of the draft again. I'm just going to keep just casually drifting down a little bit. Hopefully Tony Stewart can catch him and pass him. Probably not. A beautiful entry into the tunnel turn, our best corner. That, by far, is absolutely perfect. We open up the gap. There we go. Just doubled our lead right there. Now, we pull away. Let's put this thing out of sight. And there's still a long way. It's not even halfway through the race. Good Lord. It's been a while. It's lap 28. Nothing has happened, but pit stops have started. And if you look at the mini-map, you can see how big of a gap we have. It's, I think, around 5 or 6 seconds. Pit stops have started because you can make it to the end from here. I'm going to go a little bit farther. We have 4 gallons of fuel left. It's 5.8 seconds to Tony Stewart in second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has fallen back to third, which is good. But right now we're just focusing on leading the most laps, getting that locked up. We have a 6-second lead, so it's not a huge deal if we just stay out a little bit longer. I want to make sure that we can make it on fuel, because right now it would be 21 laps to go. Remember, we restarted with 11 on lap 11, so this run's been only 18 laps, and you can see we are pretty low. So I think if we pit now, I don't even know if we honestly can make it to the end. It'd be very, very close. So we're going to have to stretch this as much as we can, just to make sure that we can make it on fuel. I think if we could go like 2 more laps, it will be just fine. Right as that tire's very worn signal came on, the car just went straight. So not this time by, but yeah, not lap 30, but like lap 31 coming to lap 32. That would be probably the ideal time to pit. Very low on fuel, so we just gotta stretch this just to make sure that we can make it. Okay, so this lap makes it 20 laps on this run, so we definitely can make it from here. 1.5 on fuel. We will pit this time by books. None of the leaders have pitted. None of, like, Tony Stewart is still second, Junior is still third. You can see the majority of the field is still there. So most of the leaders have not pitted, so it's going to be a very clean entry into our pit stop. Let's come down pit lane right now, very conservatively. I am not going to try and make up time. I'm just going to make sure that we are under 70 miles per hour. Beautiful scenes. And I think I just heard a couple of top 5 cars. I think I saw in the mirror, I think I saw a red car. I'm looking at the right of the screen. I do not see the red car, so Dale Earnhardt Jr. is with us on the same strategy. I think Dale Jarrett as well is also on the same strategy. We're all pitting on this lap. Pit crew, to be honest, they could make a mistake. Like, if they want to get it out of the way, I'm fine with it, because we have enough speed to get back to the lead. and we have a big enough gap to afford a mistake. So I'm not really too stressed about it. It looks like it's going to be a normal 16-second stop, and it's a little bit better. It's 15.79. It was around like a 15.8 basically. It's good enough. I will take it. You see Junior in the mirror right there. And let's go ahead and win this race for the next... I mean, there's not a lot's going to happen. It's just going to be the next 18 laps of just not making mistakes. And, I mean, even if a caution comes out right now, we're fine because we're on the lead lap. So, again, everything is looking good. The only thing that could screw this up, I think, honestly, is me hitting the rumble strips and wrecking. So, as long as I just stay away from those rumble strips, we will be okay. Finally, lap 35, essentially. The leaders have finally come down pit road. We're going to take that. And now we are back in the lead. Beautiful scenes. Now the next 16 laps might be quite boring, I'm not gonna lie. Anyone got any stories to tell? I gotta stay focused. Someone tell me a good bedtime. Well, no, not bedtime story. I don't want to fall asleep. Someone tell me a good, entertaining, dramatic documentary story or something. I don't know. Because at the moment we have a very large lead. I'm gonna quickly check who's in second. Tony Stewart is still in second. Ward Burton having a good run in fourth. Dale Jr. in third. If we could just get Jr. to fall back just a little bit, maybe to fifth, I would really appreciate that, but probably not going to happen. I will just relax and chill and not hit the wall and not hit this guy, whoever this guy is, this fantasy driver. Just don't wreck him. It's so unfair. I'm all by myself. Just me and the long, winding roads and trees of Pocono, Pennsylvania. And the sun glare in the eyes. And a 8-second lead. Stay focused. Do not wreck the car. Whee. Finally, some friends. I get to make a pass. Just gonna casually wait, watch this battle for 43rd or whatever it is, 42nd, 41st. Just gonna casually push one of them. Alright, you guys are actually insanely slow. And of course, never fails that Jack Sprague's going to block. He blocks literally every single time. I'm going 3 wide with lap cars in the turn 1. I just, I need to feel something. I need to feel energy, passion. Make a little bit of contact with them. Alright, get the heck out of my way. Got still another 8 laps to go. Gotta stay focused. I mean, the lead is a lot. Let's check where Junior is. Still in third. Jarrett's in fourth. Ward Burton's fallen out of the picture. He was in fourth. He's not in fourth anymore. So all the top guys in the points running 1 through 5, essentially. I don't think it's gonna change. We'll see at the end of this lap how close Dale Jarrett is to Junior. Maybe get a spot. Junior's 1 second behind Tony Stewart, but Jarrett is 2 seconds behind Junior, so it's not... It looks like this is going to be the final result, barring anything crazy happening. It's going to be Tony Stewart second, Junior third, and we would, or Jarrett fourth. We would win the race. Win the race with the most laps led, so that's maximum points for us, which would be 185, I think it is. Junior would get 170, I think, because he finishes third. 5 bonus points, obviously, so it's like 165. Where's it? Wait, 165 plus 5, 170, or is it 170 plus? I don't really know. But essentially, we're only going to gain like 15 to 20 points on Junior. So 3 straight wins, right? But if you guys remember, we were 212, I think it was, points behind 3 races ago. After this race, which will be 3 wins in a row, you know, barring anything crazy happening, it'll come down to like 157. So you win 3 races in a row, and you only cut the lead by essentially, what, 60 points? I mean, it's just not a lot. It's not enough in general. Yeah. It's going to just show you how tough this championship battle is going to be, and these are tracks that we should be winning at. What about when we go to tracks like Michigan again, where we might not be able to win because we won't have a good enough car, and won't be able to make it on fuel? Like, what's going to happen there? It's just... that worries me. Uh-oh. Who's this? That's Michael Waltrip with a blown engine entering the tunnel turn. I've seen cautions at Pocono for things like that. Just keep an eye out for maybe a yellow. Doesn't look like there will be one. He does have to go through 3 and 4, though. Or not 4. He does have to go through turn 3 with a blown engine. So, just keep the race. Would the race be over? Don't think it'll be over. We'd still have to go a few more laps. I don't think it would end, but Just keep an eye out for that. White flag lap and a 3-wide battle for 39th. I am slowing down and staying away from that battle. I actually caught them like 3 laps ago, and I just didn't. I didn't want to get close. I'm not going to take any risks. Our lead is down to 5 seconds from 8, but don't really care because we're going to get the job done. It does not matter how much you win by. It just matters that you win. That is all that matters. So we're going to get the victory. Junior is in 3rd, as you can see. So he is in 3rd, so it's going to be approximately a 15-point gain. But we did our job. We led the most laps. We won the race. Essentially a very, very solid. I mean, the last 3 races have been very, very good. We've been very, very good in all of them. A little bit of a mistake with Jimmy Johnson earlier in the race, but other than that, we are fine. I am not celebrating. I do not want celebrations. I want a championship. No celebrations for me. No celebrating. 10 wins on the season. I do not want to see celebrations. We have bigger things to go for. 3.52 million in the bank. I will take that. Let's look at the point situation. So he gets 165 plus 5. It's 170. We get 175 plus 10. 185. So 15 points. The gap between us is now 157 points. 3 wins in a row. It goes from 212 to 157. How many races do we need to win? That's gonna be the real key. We have 15 races left in the season, or maybe 16. Do the math. But that's what's left in the season. There we go. 157. Dale Jarrett's 81 behind. Kevin Harvick 137. Junior's average finish just gets better. It's now 5.6. I mean, 10 wins on the season, and to be 4th. Maybe that is why NASCAR changed the points format. I'm not really sure, but to have 10 wins in the season and to be 4th is just, how do I explain? It just feels a little bit weird, to say the least. Take care of yourselves, guys. The Brickyard 400 is next. I will see you guys later for that one. Follow me on Twitter if you're already. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Thank you as always for the support. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy holidays, and peace out.